gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the 8th annual Derby City Classic. We're live in Louisville, Kentucky. This is day number 7 of the 9-day event. Event number 1's in the books. It was Bank Pool, won by Jason Miller. The runner-up was Jason Kirkwood. We have 3 players left out of 424 entries in the second of the 3 events, which is one pocket. And we're going to get the semifinal match underway. The winner will be right back and to play Jason Miller in the final matchup. At this time, we'd like to introduce our 2 principals for the semifinals, both from the Republic of the Philippines. Our first gentleman is a former winner of the World 9-Ball Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the reigning U.S. Open 9-Ball champion. Please welcome Mr. Alex Pagulayan. Thank you. And his opponent, out of 7 all-around championships here in Louisville, he has won 4 of them. He's our defending champion. The first time he came to the United States, he entered under an alias as Cesar Morales. His real name is Efren Reyes. Please welcome from the Republic of the Philippines, our defending champion, Mr. Efren Reyes, the magician. Thank you. Gentlemen, you may lag for the first break. Well, at this time, we'd like to turn it over to Bill Incardona, the voice of ACCUSTATS, his special guest, Freddy Bentivegna, Chicago, Illinois. Take it away.
ACCUSTATS Video Productions presents from Louisville, Kentucky, the 2006 Derby City Classic. Freddie, this is the 8th tournament we've had here in Louisville, and it just seems like each tournament here in Louisville, and that only gets bigger, but they just seem to get better and better and better.
Oh, sure. This is really wonderful.
Mr. Pagulayan wins the lag. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Can we have a hand for Alex Pagulayan, Efren Reyes?
And then there are three remaining players in the one pocket division in this tournament. Jason Miller, who was in the back waiting for whoever wins this particular match, and then those 2 players will then play for the championship. Now, Jason Miller had already won the bank pool segment of the tournament, and with his second place guaranteed finish in the one pocket, he is now awarded the all-around champion for this event, which is worth about $25,000. And it was all in the luck of the draw, and that's exactly how he's won this tournament, because they drew cards to see who sat out, you know, and he won that, so he's the champion. In the meantime, Pagulayan and Reyes are playing to see who plays Jason Miller for the one pocket championship division. Right away, Pagulayan opens up the balls, pocketing a ball on the break. Very much unlike the first time they played, Efren beating him 3-1. Well, Pagulayan just got defeated by Reyes handily, by the way, Freddie. Reyes putting on like a clinic. He just played beautifully. Do you think that's in Pagulayan's mind?
I would think so. I didn't see the match, but I heard that Efren played flawlessly, and he really sort of gutted out the little lion. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Alex has got a big heart, but he's got a tough road to haul down, I'll tell you.
Yeah, Alex does have a big heart, but sometimes a big heart's not good enough. If you have a big heart, you try to run into a wall to break it down, sometimes the heart don't win, you know? And anyways, it's very important for Pagulayan to jump out of the gate quickly here.
Well, that's the thing. He's already made a ball on a break. He's threatening to run out. He's a threat to run out any time he gets a shot, and he hasn't. He's got a shot, and he's got 3 in the satchel already.
And he's going to have to watch the cue ball here if he opens up the balls.
He's probably going to want to spin upward up the table. Well, he went through the balls. Straight pool players would have sort of spun up off the balls and brought it up more toward the middle of the table where you have more of a chance to get another shot. He went into him and down through him, and that was the result, no shot.
No shot, and then that's exactly what Freddie described, the way Freddie described it. Straight pool players know when they go into the balls pretty much what the cue ball is going to do, depending on what English they put on the cue ball. Pagulayan didn't really come up with a shot off the break. Now he's got a little bit of a problem in terms of coming up with an offensive shot.
I learned that way to handle the run out off of a Hall of Famer, Lou Botero, one time we were in the booth together. And he explained how the straight pool players, they'll put a little left-hand English on it and spin. They'll spin up off the balls. They'll just caroms and deflects off the balls, but heads up. It doesn't go through the balls. It just keeps deflecting and winds up back up in the middle of the table. He's got like a 3-ball combination here. I don't know if it's pretty wild, and it might be on, might not be on. The bank is a little rough. He's gonna have to throw this bank. So I think it's possible to cross this bank and make it. You really have to put a lot of English on it.
That's a good look at the bank. Camera number 2 is giving us a good look at the bank, as you can see on the monitor, Freddie. If he well, he's not opting the bank. He's looking to hit the 7 into the 4 into the 3, drawing the cue ball somewhere behind or underneath the blue 2.
Well, he put a ball in front of his pocket. He's got a 5-ball lead. He's got Efren in a not such a good position.
Well, Efren does have the 10 ball to come off of repositioning the cue ball behind the 3. Let's see if he opts to shoot that shot.
Oh, I got to stand corrected. Alex knocked the ball into Efren's pocket, so the score is actually only 4-1. When he went into the stack, he really, it's amazing how this man executes these shots every single time he has them.
No, you see the speed that he hit that shot with? The reason he hit that particular shot with the speed to knock the 3 away from the pocket, opposed to dropping behind the 3 softly, is because it was just too difficult of a touch or a feel to drop nicely behind it, considering the distance he had to travel before contacting the 10. So he was much more confident in hitting it with the speed that he hit it, bringing it away from the pocket. And when you shoot that type of a shot, it carries the distance that he was offered. If you try to drop underneath it, if you hit it with that speed, you may not do well.
Now that the 9 ball, it looks like it's laying dead too, towards Efren's pocket, and Alex is really worried about that too, because Efren's the world's greatest kicker.
Well, if we can look at camera number 2 and give us a picture of that 3-9, the way it lies, there it goes there, Fred. It's not totally straight in, but it is makeable. And look what Alex did, exactly what Fred said he should do. Loosen up those 2 balls, totally eliminate the possibility of making that 2-3-9 combination. Now here's a nice shot. I look for Reyes to park the cue ball underneath the red 3, back the 13 into the blue 2, and really lock out Pagulayan.
Exactly. He's got to if he just would have touched the 2, the shot would have been really much stronger.
But what did happen wasn't all that bad for Reyes, because as you notice, the 3 ball actually blocks off the right side of the table. All the balls positioned in front of Reyes' hole are unhittable. He cannot hit any of those balls. This shot is extremely difficult.
Extremely.
Wow, beautifully.
That was the problem.
Beautifully executed shot.
To get past that 13 ball was the problem, and he just nicked it, which is okay.
This seems to be a little bit of a haphazard shot, but banking this 11 may be his only choice at this time. It's something that he normally wouldn't choose, but considering the score and considering his superior ball positioning, he needs to do something aggressive here.
He's trying something else.
Right, he needs to do something aggressive here.
See, I don't think there's anything wrong with shooting this 11 and bringing the ball up the table and leaving Alex a bad angle on those 2 balls by his pocket. But
I don't like what he's doing here. One of the very few times I'm going to disagree with him.
And you, as usual, you're pretty correct.
Now, Pagulayan, he does have an option here. He leads in this first game.
This combo's got a chance here. See, and he can even play safe, I think. He just drizzles off the 9.
He got to watch he doesn't get a kiss there.
He went all out.
I think that his choice of shots right there may end up hurting him because, You know, he does have a 4 or 5 to nothing lead or a 4 to 1 lead. What is it exactly?
See, I was advocating just hitting it real easy and spinning the ball so that even if you missed, the ball would be in front of the pocket and the cue ball would be behind the 9.
Now Reyes is going to try. Is he trying to kick this in, Freddy?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And he's trying to go rail first and play position. Well, he got lucky.
Now Pagulayan, what he really needs to do here is kick behind the 2.
There he goes.
There you go. Now, what he wants to do is he wants to not allow Reyes to see any balls other than the 9 or the 2. That way, he's worked himself out of this jam.
And he'll force Efren to shoot one of his soldiers away from the pocket himself.
Now Reyes is the intelligent player that he is. He's going to have to take an intentional scratch. He would like to reposition the cue ball somewhere up where the 11 and 4 is. See all the way down table? All the way down the table. That's where the cue ball will end up.
I think he's trying to go behind the 1 here, Billy. I think he's trying to kick a shot right behind the 1.
No, he's got to go all the way up table. He cannot challenge him here and give him some sort of a tough shot. He needs to go all the way up. That's where he wants to be. Where he is now, that's where he wants the cue ball to end up there. See, if he goes behind the 1, he'll just kick behind the 9 again. That he can't afford to have that happen. He wants to bring him up table, making him have to execute something difficult. But clearing that ball in the center of the table, that's where the problem is. So he wants to go 2 cushions in between the 1 and the 13, setting the cue ball up by the 4 and the 11. And he's going to eventually shoot that shot, but that's the only shot that he has that can preserve this position. And he wants to go 1 cushion, 2 cushions.
Well, there's a real big shot. If he can get behind the 2 ball, if the cue ball will fit through the 2 ball.
It won't do that.
Okay, I can see it from here. It won't go.
Okay, now he's going up table. He's just playing. Now it's going to be an up table game. Evidently, he didn't feel confident that he could get the cue ball up there, so he says
he's going to give up his position.
Yeah, he's giving up his position, and he had such a superior position, and not only that, he's behind by a substantial amount, 4 to 1. You don't want to give up positions like that.
I agree.
You know, but with the offensive abilities that he has, maybe it's like okay to do that. You know. You know, a lesser offensive player would have never given up that position, providing he kind of knew a kind of a way out of it. Reyes gave it up. Now, if Pagulayan wants to protect his lead, he will then continue to shoot balls up table, reposition the cue ball behind the 2.
See, I would have just like you said, I would have rolled right up behind the 2 and forced him to shoot off the 2 again. And then Chef to shoot the 2 ball away.
Okay, now Reyes can go down by the pink 4. And if you notice, if he goes down by the pink 4, nothing goes in Pagulayan's pocket. He has to take a good look at this. I think that's a real good shot. Pocket the pink 4 at the other end of the table. The 13 blocks the 2 ball. He respots a ball in the foot spot, and he starts to develop a good position again. I don't understand what he's doing here. He's playing the 3 off the 9.
It just shot straight up in the air.
Yeah, that was asking a little bit too much there, you know. He played the 3 off the 9. He tried to reposition the cue ball somewhere up table, near or even behind the 7. You know, he hit it about as well as it could be hit, but you sometimes, even hitting it that well is not good enough.
Well, if he hadn't scratched, it would have been a pretty strong shot. I'll give him that. If he beat the scratch, he would have been back in business.
In defense
as it is, this game is over.
Yes, it is. But in defense of Reyes, which it's hard for you or I, or for that matter, probably anyone that can really understand truly how he feels at the table. He can do so many different things at the table. Maybe that particular shot didn't represent much of a challenge to him. Said, okay, I can do this, go ahead. And he didn't miss by much. Pagulayan needing 2 balls to capture game number 1.
Play for 2, play for 1.
This is game number 1 in a race to 3 to see who plays Jason Miller to take down the trophy in the 1-pot segment of this tournament. Game number 1 goes to Pagulayan. Reyes gets an opportunity now to open up the balls in game number 2. If you remember when Pagulayan broke the balls, Fred, he pocketed a ball on the break, which enabled him to amass such a big lead in the game. And Reyes was always playing from behind, not only in terms of ball count, but also in position of the balls. Now let's see how well Pagulayan plays when he has to defend not only Reyes, but the position of the balls, which obviously will favor Reyes in this particular game.
Alex, he never lost the move the whole game. He was always 1 move up.
Yeah, exactly. Reyes was always struggling, trying to figure out how he could get out of this trap, how he could do something special to get out of the trap. Pagulayan, it was like Pagulayan was relaxing in Palm Beach, and Reyes was in Death Valley. Now, he's going to try to reverse it here with the break. He didn't get the cue ball far enough off table off the break. He allowed Pagulayan to step to the table to see the ball closest to Reyes' pocket. I don't think it's bankable, Fred. You should tell me that.
No, it's not bankable, but it's you can kick at it. But still, it's the kick requires a lot of finesse. He's going to need a little break here to keep from leaving a shot, because he goes rail first and kicks it. It's possible to leave one of those balls cross corner. And I think he understands that. I think he might like to just get behind that 3 if he can, some kind of way with the cue ball. I don't see a path to do that.
Let's get an angle from the camera. That's the angle we want right there from camera 2. He said, you know what?
Oh.
I've seen this picture show before. I've seen it. I've seen types of shots like this here that you have to hit absolutely perfectly, and then maybe you don't get away with it. I'm just going to give it to him, because 1 ball against this guy is nothing. Because when he gets a shot, he gets them all. So therefore, I'm not going to give him a shot.
Very intelligent play there. He took no chances. He's got a 1-game lead. Took no chances.
Kicking at the 15, repositioning the cue ball in the stack. 15 ball very closely positioned to the corner pocket. And that's something that Pagulayan's going to have to do here, Freddie. He's going to have to kick across table. On camera number 3, let's get a picture of camera number 3, the cue ball in relation to the stack. And I'm going to, the other angle I need. Camera number 3. See, that's not what I would have done. I would have kicked 2 cushions underneath the 15, and he would have really been limited on what he could do there. See, now he can just brush the 14 and reposition the cue ball back in the stack again, if he chooses to do that. So therefore, he has options now what he can do.
He can also run the cue ball up the table, cut the 14 ball thin, run the cue ball, bank the 14 ball 2 rails.
Well, he's going to lag it to the side cushion. See, if he would have kicked Pagulayan, that is, cross table, going underneath the 15 ball, kicking it in that fashion, Reyes could have never positioned the cue ball where he did. You agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
What Pagulayan is trying to do is he's trying to shoot the 7 into the 15 moving both the 7 and the 15 and defend against the pink 4. Very difficult thing to do here. Oh, he don't want to try it. Look, he can't pull the trigger. That's what we're talking about. It was very crucial and important for Pagulayan not to allow Reyes to put him in this position. And the intelligent player that Reyes is knows difficult positions. See? Oh, well, you know what? Big shot. Oh, big shot by Pagulayan. So now the magician once again steps to the table and his mind's working. What do I do to him now? What do I do to him now? Don't forget that the 2 ball on the left side of the table is makeable in Pagulayan's pocket. And that's what Reyes is taking a look at now. Now, what he's probably taking a look at now, and I don't know if it's available. No, it's not. I was thinking he was going to double bank the 3 or the 4, whatever it is. He's going to one rail this ball, but most importantly, watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball.
He just missed that by a micron.
Not even close.
Keep in mind, if he hadn't just touched that ball on the rail, the ball would have scored, and he would be out again.
Exactly.
You're looking to go out again.
Now, after
behind the balls with a big shot.
Exactly. After you see the execution of a Reyes shot, then you understand why it was shot. He's just going to very thinly hit the 15 ball, drop on the rail.
No, he's going all out. He's going all out.
He's going for it. Excellent shot. Excellent shot. But he may have left. Is there a chance that we can get camera number 3 to take a look at the cue ball in relation to the 15 ball on the other side of the table? Right behind Reyes. That's the angle we want, right there. If he can bank that 15 ball with a stroke, pocket it, he's on his way. He's on his way.
Boy, 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 beautiful.
Okay, now this is where the ball running ability and skills come into play. You really don't want to play for the pink 4 here because that may be his only ball. Maybe he should go into the balls here. No, he's going to play for the pink 4. Excuse me, the orange 5, I should say. Well, maybe he can draw the cue ball into the ball in front of Pagulayan's pocket. Now he's taking a look at the 13 and 8.
8, that combination.
Okay, the 13 and 8. If the 13 and 8 is pocketable, let's get the overhead on that. That's a beautiful overhead. You see on the foot spot where the 13 ball lies and the 8 ball is to the right? There's a possible combination there. If that's makeable, Reyes is trying to figure out a way to get to the position on the table.
Oh, he killed the cue ball fabulously.
Now what he did there was he not only pocketed the 5 cleanly, but he repositioned the cue ball ideally for position for the 14, where he can now bridge comfortably off the side rail and play position for that 13 and 8 combination, providing it's available. Which it wasn't. You know what? And he does have a shot on the 11. And with the speed that he hit that shot with to open up these balls, you have to feel that he knew what was going to happen.
I guess so. He does it all the time.
You know?
So it can't be a coincidence 200 times in a row.
You just have to feel. And that's what we're saying. Pagulayan made a great shot to get out of what we thought was almost an impossible position to get out of. And we thought he did a good job. Reyes followed that shot up with possibly a game-stealing shot back into 15. And when he not only gets all the loose balls, Freddie, like I said, he loosens the ones up that are all tied up and gets all them too. Now what are you going to do? How are you going to beat a guy like this?
You just don't play. It's probably the best solution.
You know, I made an instructional one pocket tape, right?
Yes.
And in my instructional one pocket tape, I alluded to the different players that I played, all the champions. You know, Jimmy Fusco, Artie Bodendorfer, Bugs Rucker, Alan Hopkins, all the true great one pocket players, and what I learned from all of them. I said, well, Jimmy Fusco taught me the value of taking an intentional scratch. Bugs Rucker taught me how to bank and win the bank playing one pocket. Okay? I said that different players taught me different things. And when I got to Efren Reyes, I said, Efren Reyes taught me not to play him. All right. This is game number 3. This match is all tied up at 1 game apiece. Pagulayan now breaking the balls.
It's a race to 3.
Uh-oh.
Alex made a
Poorly
ball on
struck
a break. Oh, last time he tried to do it again, and this time he went into the pocket.
Now, in defense of Pagulayan, so far he's been playing a near flawless match. Okay, game number 1, he totally controlled the entire game, winning it kind of easily. Game number 2, he fought his way out of Reyes' break. It seemed like he developed a stronger position, but he allowed Reyes at the table with a cross corner bank. You know, and it really wasn't Pagulayan's fault because he was in a lot of trouble. So therefore, even though he left him at cross corner bank, he still felt kind of good about his position in game number 2. But as we all saw, it wasn't good enough. Now he's opened up the balls for Reyes and he's scratched. Interesting shot coming up, Freddie.
See, it doesn't, to me, it looks like he can't get another shot. I mean, if he hits into the 9, he's got to hit it perfectly. Otherwise, he's going to go
up and down table.
To the
up and down table. Up and down table, Fred.
Right. Okay.
Here we go.
The other way was
up and down table. Up and down table. And how do you beat a guy? No, really. How do you beat a guy that can do this time and time and then time again? Really?
Well, 9 out of 10 players would have went into the stack, and I could see that the stack was no good. That option was no good because the cue ball would have probably either hit that 10 or hit the 9 on the inside and would have wound up on the other side of the balls, facing.
Very interesting situation now. We can clearly see that he can pocket the 4 and then the 10. But what comes next? I don't know.
He usually goes for the 7. Oh no, he's not.
Let's see what he does here. How about opening him up with right-hand English, going 3 rails around, okay, and getting a shot on the 8 ball next here.
I'm going to bet he's going to try left-hand English.
Opening him up with right-hand English, go 3 rails around. 8 ball should be his next shot.
He's going with left-hand English.
Right, left-hand English is right. 13 is his next shot. All right, so he got another ball out of it. Okay, all right, another ball we got out of it. Let's see what he does next. Eight ball now becomes a pocketable ball. Let's take a look on camera number 2. Right after he shoots his shot. There, 8 ball. Look, 8 ball now becomes a possible shot next. Back to the action where he is, and we'll see if he can get around for that 8. He's looking at the 8 now, Freddie. He's going to try to end up on the 8 here.
He's going to spin forward.
He's going to try to end up on the 8.
He does that so effortlessly.
Is that good enough?
It's just beyond belief.
Is that good enough where he landed, Fred?
Just maximum English. You let the English do all the work.
It looks like from the position he's left himself with here, he's going to hit the balls perfectly because he's got a perfect shot on the 8. He's going to end up with the amount of balls that he needs. He's playing for 2 balls there, Fred. People, 2 balls he's playing for from a position that he was in trouble with, actually. This is enough to make strong men week.
Fabulous. That's 8 and out again. Efren takes the lead in the match 2-1 and is breaking. Winner of this match goes on to play in the finals against Jason Miller for the championship.
Now, you know, you and I go back a long ways, Fred. You know, I mean, I don't want to disclose any of our years or anything, but we do go back a long, long ways. You know?
Yes, sir.
And if I had to be a road partner or somebody, I think I'd be on the road with.
Well, you know, when he was on the road originally with Paul Jones, Paul said the guy had no nuts. You know, all he ate was rice, white rice. I mean, you know, he'd go buy a box of Uncle Ben's, you know, and that's it. He was good for the day, you know, $1.25, and I'm assuming that he expanded his culinary horizons a little since then, but maybe not. Well, he doesn't have any habits. He doesn't really have any habits.
Yeah, yes, he does. He has a habit of running out. This is game number 3. That's game number 4. Pagulayan trails in the match. At one time he was leading 1-0. Now he trails 2-1. And what has he done wrong? Really, what has he done wrong?
Not really much. Okay, it's just brutal. Matter of fact, this with the position that the balls are and everything, I better get my commercial in for my book here before this match is over. You are aware that I've got a bank pull book out called Banking with the Beard. It's available over the internet, and
I thought we would. Actually,
ACCUSTATS production. Just call them up. They've got it. They'll mail it out to you.
You're right about that, Fred. Actually, I did think we would have time to put in that plug for your book, and deservingly so. It's a great book, by the way. Okay, and in the meantime, you're a little more observant than me. We really don't have time to plug that book unless we do it now. But in the meantime, pick it up. It's called Banking with the Beard. A lot of real good stuff in this book. I'm talking about some real top shelf stuff. Pick it up. ACCUSTATS is handling it as well.
Yeah, a lot of old-time road stories in there too about some of the characters of the game. Mm-hmm. Eddie Taylor, Detroit Whitey.
It's one of those can't put down books, and I do agree with that, Fred. In the meantime, this animal's at the table again. What is he going to do now?
See, I don't really never know what he's going to do. That's the funny thing. You know, I could predict what most players are going to do. I think I kind of know the game a little, but...
Okay, now, you've often heard that sometimes when you're in a lot of trouble, taking a scratch is probably the right thing to do. Well, let's take it a step further. Sometimes taking a scratch is the right thing to do to put your opponent in a lot of trouble. So therefore, he exercised that option during in his last inning at the table. He took an intentional scratch to put Pagulayan in a tough spot.
And he kept the move. He retained the move with that scratch. He didn't want to give up the move and just play a safety somewhere.
And once again, Pagulayan, shooting whatever he had to shoot, what was available, shot it well. Okay?
He responded with a good shot.
He shot it well. So therefore, he's continuing to play very solid pool. But yet he trails 2-1. Now what's running through this man's mind? He can't go up table off the 1 because the 1's not, it's too low on the table to go 3 cushions around for get behind the 2. So he has to look elsewhere. He can come off the left side of the 3, go up table, and back down table behind the 2 again. But speed now becomes very crucial here. One rail behind the 2.
Nope, he left him. Alex will make this.
Right, speed became very crucial on that particular shot. Now, from our vantage point, this ball looks makeable. But sometimes our vantage point is deceiving.
Well, maybe, right, look over here. It looks kind of rough here. That's right. From this point of view, this is a barn burner. I think maybe he got where he wanted to go.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that was the correct shot. After it was all said and done and executed, you can see the value of the shot that he shot. It was a very well thought out shot and a very nicely executed 1-2. Now, once again, Pag. Now, look where he positioned the 3-ball, Fred. He positioned a 3-ball, so he will definitely bank the 3-ball. If Pagulayan puts him back where he shot the last shot from, he's going to bank the 3-ball because of the position of the 8. If you notice, banking a 3-ball into his pocket becomes a much easier shot. The pocket plays super large because of the position of the 8. So Pagulayan now must do something with the 8-ball. He must do something with the 8-ball on this shot.
We have a new match on table 35, Michael Petrie and Jim Jennings. Michael Petrie, Jim Jennings, table 35.
That's right. That's right. That's what he had to do.
Oh, boy.
He had it. And once again, Pagulayan came up with a beautifully executed shot when he needed to. But it just seems like it's not good enough. Whatever he does, this hasn't been good enough.
Table 35, we got, table 35, we have Chris Zuger.
Okay, Beard. Now what do you do
Well,
here?
with most players, you just roll at the 3-ball and leave the cue ball froze on the rail and let him go. But this speed of player, Efren's afraid that Alex will probably shoot at the darn thing and maybe make it.
Oh, he's going up and down table off of 13 here. Okay, he's going to bank that ball, if he can hit it, toward his pocket, repositioning the cue ball once again on the inside of the 2. Now, this particular shot doesn't really lay as nicely as the last one did. So therefore, this is a much more difficult shot to execute. And this time...
Oh, this is ridiculous.
This time...
That's absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous is right, you know. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the guy actually should be kidnapped or at least barred for playing in tournaments.
Keep putting the behind that 2-ball. It's inhuman.
Maybe Pagulayan should just get rid of the 2. Now, what you people are witnessing out there, and everyone that's watching this tape, you're witnessing one of the brilliant performances in the history of this 1 pocket. I mean, this guy here doesn't do anything wrong.
You know, it's amazing that he took that scratch a few innings back, because when he first came to this country, he's first learning to play 1 pocket. He was playing Grady Matthews even, and the game was that I coach Efren. And so at one point in the match, I told him he was in a tough spot, and I said, listen, take a scratch. And he just didn't want to do it. And I said, what do you mean? You're the greatest shooter in the world. What's the difference? 1 more ball to you. You're running 8, 12, 14, 16. What's the difference? 14 or 15. What's the difference? And he wouldn't do it.
Now look at this. Look at this.
What a shot.
I'm going to tell you, Pagulayan has really played some
He's
pool
laying it
here.
down,
Come
boy.
on.
He's really
Come
laying
on.
it down. These responses are just incredible. Just incredible.
Now, this particular battle right here is a classic right here. This is a classic battle we're watching.
I mean, can he do something again here?
Now he's going to go behind the 5. What? He's going behind the 5 here. Look at this. Behind the 5 this time. Okay, I'm putting you behind the 5 now. All right? I mean
Opening up some more balls.
I mean, Alex is starting to laugh at him now. He's saying, what are you trying to do here? I don't like this, Freddie. This I don't like. This I don't like.
You're right. That was
I don't
really
like
low.
that. No, you can't. I did not like that at all. I would definitely have done something, shooting the 5 into the 8. I would have done something
The
like
5
that.
and the 8, I like that idea.
I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that.
Get that monster ball away from there.
Alex, you can put a coin on the table, and you can pick it up, put it in your pocket after the Reyes is finished running out.
Anyway, the end of the story, what Efren was, he wouldn't take the scratch, and he did what he wanted to do, which I told him not, and he scratched, and he lost the game. And I fired him. I said, I'm not coaching you no more. Your head ain't built right for one pocket. Ain't shaped right. So he's come quite a ways since then, I guess.
Oh my, what a player, what a player, what a player. You know, I mean, in 50 years from now, you and I won't be around, but they're not going to believe what people are going to be saying about what this guy was doing on a pool table. I'm going to tell you.
Well, the cue ball landed right, let's call it in the catbird seat. But he's got many, many options here. Does have a combination, but the 8 ball's very close to the pocket.
He's going to draw it back here, I think. Nope. Oh, he played the 5 rail first into that ball. Okay, guaranteeing the 5 got off that bottom rail, giving him a more natural angle to drop for, I think, the 9 possibly. Nope, the 10. Is on the right side of the ball. Is to come across table for the blue 2. Once he's on the blue 2, then he has options.
Now, it's not easy to get on the blue 2, but you have to hit it with perfect speed. Okay, a lot of guys wouldn't trust their nerves to get there. But I agree, I think he's probably going to do just what you said. And land there like it was nothing hard, just absolutely. I mean, it's just frightening. I mean, truthfully. I mean, what do you do? How do you defend against this? Is there something? Do you get kryptonite? Is that?
Oh, you need something stronger than that. How many balls are we playing for? Reyes now has 4 balls. He's playing for 4. Pagulayan, I only thought, made 1 shot. Pagulayan only made 1 shot that I thought was tough. I was just told that he owes a ball. He only has 3.
Efren kicked that one. He kicked that. He took that scratch behind the balls. He kicked behind the ball. Took a scratch. But it just seems like as long as the balls are on the table somewhere, he's going to be able to get them. I mean, it doesn't really kind of matter where they're at, especially if they're down on this side.
Look what he's doing here, Fred. Watch the cue ball.
Going to draw it back.
There you go. Open up the balls, draw it back. Unfortunately, the balls didn't separate and give him a good straight-in shot. Now he's either going to have to play for a combination or a bank for his next shot.
The way he handles English, I mean, inside English, outside English, just so effortlessly.
Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball.
I can't go for this.
Watch the cue ball, Fred. Fred, watch the cue ball. Oh my goodness! What?
Not even.
Whoa! What are we watching here?
It's not even.
What are we watching here?
This is what they do in movies. How they set up those shots.
Pagulayan thinks this is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. This is truly a nightmare for Pagulayan.
I mean, how do you even think of doing that? That's what I don't understand. Unbelievable. 9 in home. I mean, well, you warned me earlier. You see that match today, you warned me about this guy. It's just, and like I say, like you said, Alex really didn't play that bad. I mean, he took the one shot.
He played good.
You know, he kind of rushed into it. You knew it, I knew it. To try to draw it back behind that little tiny space was asking a little too much.
Well, the only salvation I think a pool player has today is they have to take up a kitty to have this guy abducted. Okay, that's
Or
it.
deported, you know what I mean? Turn him in for some kind of a violation.
I'll tell you, if we package the last 2 matches that Reyes played in this tournament and sold 100 of them, from that 100 you would sell 100,000. Trust me, that was pool at its finest.
Exactly. Well, it's very, you know, he's really a wonderful guy too, Efren. You know, we're teasing him and kidding, but we're just so darn jealous, you know, really, truthfully, because he's a great kid. He's a great champion. He's really nice to everybody. He's easy to talk to. He'll sign autographs. He'll talk to you. He'll help you. He's just, you know, I love him personally.
Well,
I've been around him for years, and I mean, I hate the way he plays. I can't take it that a human should have that much talent. You know, it's really embarrassing. You know,
I want to ask you a question.
that we played this game all our lives. I never dreamed about 2 rails to kick open 1 little ball. I mean, come on,
I'm going to ask
man.
you a question.
Spinning 2 rails.
Seriously. Michael Jordan, the best basketball player that's ever played. the
That's
game.
right. I agree to that.
Tiger Woods, possibly, along with Jack Nicklaus, the 2 best golfers to ever hit a golf ball. Where do you place Efren Reyes in terms of greatness in his sport compared to the other 2 guys?
The only guy, Michael Jordan's close. To me, that's because I watch so many games. I'm a Bull fan, and I watched him do so many incredible things, you know, and rise to the occasion so many times. You know, any kind of a challenge just made him play better, you know. But I don't know, this guy here, I mean, Alex is a great player. Pagulayan is a great player. We're not talking about a shortstop, an ordinary, you know, a local yokel.
My opinion
Alex is a great player. He just dominated him.
no one in my lifetime have I watched play this game close to how he can play it. No one.
Boy, oh boy.
Anyways, it was a beautifully played match by Efren Reyes. I really thoroughly enjoyed doing this match with you, Freddie.
Yeah, it was great, Phil.
Okay, don't forget about banking with the beer. Pick it up if you have a chance. So we're going to close it up now. On behalf of Freddy Bentivegna, this is Bill Incardona saying thanks a lot for supporting not only the Billiard Club Network, but Accu-Stats as well. Give Pat a call, 1-800-828-0397.
Good night, everybody.